It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, weighed down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach, and your body is already completely exhausted from workouts in 2 days. It's hard to throw, catch, block, and tackle, and hit kids when they're way bigger and way more developed than you, only to go home that night bruised and battered and strained, but knowing you have to show up again the next day for just the chance to try again. But understand this, life is hard.
They tell you to fear losing. They tell you it's failure, humiliation, proof you weren't good enough. But let me tell you something raw and unfiltered. Losing is the tuition you pay for greatness. Every legend you admire, they were forged in the fire of defeat. Tom Brady wasn't crowned the greatest because he won every time. He became the greatest because he learned how to weaponize the losses. Losing is not a curse. It's a classroom. It teaches you lessons the victories never could. See, winning hides your weaknesses. It makes you comfortable. It makes you soft. But losing exposes you. It rips the mask off. It shows you the gaps, the cracks, the truths you didn't want to face. And that's the exact moment where real champions are built. Most people can't handle it. They run from failure. They quit after one setback, one rejection, one tough night. They tap out because they believe the lie that losing defines them. But here's the truth. It doesn't define you. It refines you. The art of losing is not about accepting defeat. It's about learning how to bleed without breaking. It's about walking back into the arena after the world laughed at you, after the critics wrote you off, after the scoreboard said you weren't enough, and daring to swing again. Brady knew it. Jordan knew it. Federer knew it. Every champion carries scars the world doesn't see. Not trophies, scars. And here's what separates the winners from the rest. Losers let loss bury them. Winners let loss build them. So the next time life knocks you flat, don't cry about it. Don't hide from it. Don't waste time asking why. Stare it in the face and whisper, "Thank you." Because every loss is fuel. Every defeat is direction. Every failure is forging a weapon the world isn't ready for. This is the truth about losing. It's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your transformation.
I hate losing. It's not even a question. But I mean, I think you respect losing because losing is a part of winning. You never just win. You got to lose to win. And I think the one thing about the Ryder Cup situation is that we got to want it bad enough. We were dominant early on.
Every champion carries a secret. The losses taught them more than the wins ever did. Michael Jordan missed more shots than most players ever took. Steph Curry had seasons where the world doubted his body, his game, his place in history. But when you strip it down, their greatness didn't come from talent alone. It came from the lessons buried inside failure. Failure is feedback. Losing is the mirror that doesn't lie. It shows you where you're weak, where you're unprepared, where your effort wasn't enough. And instead of running from that truth, the greats lean into it. They replay the tape. They dissect the mistakes. They sharpen the dull edges. They take every no, every missed shot, every rejection, and they use it like weights in a gym. Think about it. The crowd cheers when the shot goes in. But the greatness was built in the gym at midnight when the shots kept missing. The greatness was built in the pain nobody clapped for. Most people quit there. They take failure as proof they weren't meant for it. They fold under the embarrassment, the shame, the pressure. But the legends, they understand something different. Losing is the tax you pay for growth. You don't get better by winning all the time. You get better by getting humbled, by getting cracked open, by being forced to rebuild. Jordan himself said it. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed. That's not just a quote. That's a blueprint. Here's the question you need to ask yourself. Will you let failure define you, or will you let it refine you? The art of losing means turning every setback into data, every rejection into motivation, every breakdown into a breakthrough. You stop asking, why me? And you start saying, try me. Remember this, victories decorate you, but losses develop you. And if you're brave enough to embrace those losses instead of running from them, you'll carry something deeper than talent. You'll carry wisdom. Because talent wins games, but wisdom builds legends.
The truth is, whatever game you play in life, sometimes you're going to lose. A point, a match, a season, a job. It's a roller coaster with many ups and downs. And it's natural when you're down to doubt yourself and to feel sorry for yourself. And by the way, your opponents have self-doubt too. Don't ever forget that.
Roger Federer, one of the greatest to ever hold a racket, didn't dominate by winning every point. Nobody does. He built his legacy by mastering the art of letting go. Losing a point never broke him because he understood something most people refuse to accept. Failure is part of the game, not the end of it. Life is no different. You're not going to win every deal, every attempt, every relationship, every battle. And if you expect perfection, you'll crumble the first time reality slaps you in the face. The secret is this: the greatest champions aren't the ones who avoid losing. They're the ones who recover fastest. They take the hit, they shake it off, and they're ready for the next point. Think about how most people live. They lose once and they replay it for months. They fail once and they label themselves as failures forever. But Federer, he resets in seconds. Point gone. Next one loading. That's the mentality of resilience. That's the difference between temporary players and timeless legends. Here's the truth. Losing doesn't destroy you. Dwelling on losing does. The more time you spend cursing the setback, the less time you spend building the comeback. The longer you sit in the past, the less energy you have for the future. Resilience means this: you don't let the scoreboard dictate your spirit. You don't let one loss write your whole story. You take the hit, you bleed, but you keep swinging. Because every time you rise again, you make it harder for life to break you the next time. Federer didn't just teach us how to play tennis, he taught us how to live. You won't win every point. You won't avoid every loss. But if you stay in the fight, if you keep moving forward, if you refuse to let one bad moment define the rest of your life, you'll find yourself where most people never reach. Because in the end, it's not about winning every time. It's about refusing to quit any time. At the end of the day, losing isn't the enemy. It's the teacher, the refiner, the quiet architect of every great victory you'll ever have. But most people run from it. They hide, they quit, they spend their whole lives terrified of looking weak, so they never take the risks that would have made them strong. And then they wonder why their story ends without legacy, without fire, without impact. You've got to flip the script. You've got to look failure in the face and say, good, hit me again. Because every loss you collect isn't a tombstone, it's a stepping stone. Every scar is proof you stepped into the fight, while others stayed safe on the sidelines. The art of losing is simple. You don't let it own you. You don't let it define you. You don't let it bury you. You use it. You weaponize it. You make it your fuel. When Tom Brady walked into a room, they didn't see the draft pick who was written off. They saw a dynasty. When Michael Jordan stepped on the court, they didn't see the kid who got cut. They saw greatness. When Federer lifted his racket, they didn't see the points he lost. They saw the legend who never quit. And that's the choice you face now: to let losing break you, or to let it build you into something unstoppable. Here's the truth. The world won't remember how many times you fell. They'll remember how many times you stood back up. They won't count your failures. They'll count the legacy you carved in spite of them. So don't curse your losses. Don't hide your scars. Don't fear the moments you fall short. They're not your weakness. They're your proof. Proof that you had the guts to play the game when others didn't. Because the art of losing isn't about falling. It's about refusing to stay down.